Everyone, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48th World, where we do soap opera reviews. The soap opera we're going to be going over today is The Young and the Restless, that aired from Wednesday, September 7, 2016. The summary that they give us is Billy strikes a deal with Kane, Sharon honors her past, and Nikki defends Victor. First scene of the day, we have Sharon, Nicholas, and Nikki at the funeral or on top of the roof of the Newman Enterprises um, prior to Adam's funeral and procession taking place. They're making small talk and looking at all the decorations, and pretty much Sharon and Nikki is thanking Nicholas for putting it all together because it looks lovely. Okay, then we go to Victor. Victor comes over to see Chelsea and Connor before Adam's funeral procession. Chloe is getting little Connor together, dressed up, and she half-heartedly lets Victor come in to see his grandson, and immediately he goes over to see him. He's fully dressed for the funeral processions, and Victor picks him up and says, my boy, and how much he loves him and endears him. While Chelsea's finishing dressing herself for Adam's funeral upstairs. We go to Victoria and Travis. They are getting ready for Adam's funeral, and they're making small talk about Adam and Victor regarding their troubled relationship as father and son. Then we go to Victoria, notices a letter with her name on it concerning her trip to Seattle. Travis lets her know it came late last night when she was trying to get some rest. He didn't want to disturb her, and that's pretty much her itinerary for the Seattle trip that was sent to her by Jill. Then we have Kane comes over to see Billy about the Seattle trip. They both give each other a hard time. Billy confesses to Kane that he really don't want to go and that he's not going to go and that he should go in his place. Then we go to Ashley and Jack talking about the funeral for Adam when Abby walks in and gives Jack a hug. Phyllis is back on her high horse about Victor again. This is the wrong time, Phyllis. Wrong time. Excuse me, wrong time. People are actually grieving. All right, there was a physical loss, so you need to just sit down somewhere. Go have an affair again with Billy, or do you? But you need to keep your mouth shut. Okay. It's time for solidarity and unity right now, Phyllis. It's not time for conquer and divide. Okay. We go to commercial. We come back. We have Phyllis is talking against Victor. Ashley believes Phyllis is out of line. She tears into um, Abby when she comes in. Then she gets on Ashley and she gets on Jack because she just can't believe that everybody is, going to grieve and support Victor. But no, he just lost a child, whether or how he treated him when he was among us, meaning the living people here on Earth. All that just takes a back seat to how he was treated. Okay, the man's gonna give his son respect, and respect is entitled at this point in time in life. When the situation has come when they're grieving somebody's loss of life. So I don't know what Phyllis going on with this mess. She's so out of line. She's so out of pocket. But even though Phyllis does still speaks to her mind and says to the group, Victor is to blame for Adam's death. Okay, then we go to Abby. Abby starts to fuss at Phyllis about lack of empathy for Victor and him losing his son, his first son at that. Then we go to Victoria and Travis make a small talk still again. Then we have Billy is feeling Kay. Excuse me, y'all. Billy is feeling Kane. He's not going on the business trip, and he's telling Kane to go in his place. He's very adamant about this situation. Nicholas is telling his mom Victor shouldn't be at Chelsea's house seeing her right now under the circumstances. Nicholas asks Sharon to give him and his mother a chance to talk alone. Sharon agrees. She immediately leaves them while they can get to talking about the comings and goings and why Victor shouldn't even be over there, especially when he had just talked Chelsea down from not prosecuting his dad, and making more ruckus in the family regarding all of the issues that surrounding Adam and his death. So Nicholas just thought that was poor taste of his dad to go over there and stir the pot, in a sense. Then we go from that situation, we go to Chloe. Chloe takes little Connor upstairs while Chelsea and Victor can have an arguable moment together. We go to commercial, we come back. We have Michael has come to the top of the roof of the Newman Enterprises for Adam's funeral procession. He has a small talk with Sharon about the comings and goings of Adam's case and how everything just ended up in such a negative fashion. Then we have Nikki. She's still trying to get some sense into Nicholas' mind about his father, Victor, and that Victor isn't to blame for Adam's death. Nikki says Victor is searching for redemption while grieving his son's death. Okay, Victor's telling Chelsea he knows Adam was the light um, of Adam's life and he was for hers and he loves her for that. Victor also tells Chelsea he had nothing to do with Adam's demise. He tells Chelsea if she wants to start a new life, her and Connor, and go anywhere in the world, he won't stop her. He leaves with her very, very, very sorry for Adam's death. Okay, then we have Chelsea seems to be believing his sincerityness. Okay, then we have Abby and Ashley still make a small talk about Phyllis, Victor being in all the pain of Adam's death and how it transpired. And pretty much how people are taking the news of the finalizing of Adam not being on Earth anymore. Then we go to Phyllis is fussing at Jack once again about Victor, and Jack wants to defend Victor. Again, Phyllis says she's not giving Victor another pass for his bad decisions when it comes to his family and hurting them. We go to Kane. Kane is asking Billy what is really going on. Billy says he needs some time alone and he's not going to Seattle. Kane says he would go ahead and go in his place, but Billy is trying to meet Phyllis at the Abbott's cabin because he texts her. Okay, we go to commercial. We come back. We have Phyllis still trying to make her point known to Jack, but Jack is still not hearing her. Jack is pleading to Phyllis to join him at the funeral for Adam and to cut this hypocrisy out and just, give empathy to people and just forgive in this situation or just be tolerant of one another. But he wanted her to go. Phyllis like she ain't going nowhere. Okay, both Phyllis and Jack are tearing up, heartbroken. Phyllis leaves him in the office, not comforting him in any way. Phyllis gets Billy's text and gets on the elevator with tears in her eyes, leaving Jack behind. Kane making plans to go to Seattle. Sharon is telling Michael, you did all you could to save Adam when Victor walks in for the procession of his son's demise. Then we have Nikki goes over to be with Victor while Victor looks at Adam's portrait, still grieving. Nicholas rallies around his father and mother and the funeral for Adam. And Victor gives Nicholas a hug of embracement. We have Chloe and Chelsea make small talk. They're still at home right now about Adam and Connor and Victor's visit. Chloe is disturbed about what Chelsea is saying about Victor and his nice demeanor towards her when he was visiting. We have commercial. Come back from commercial. We have Victoria finally comes down to meet Travis in her den sitting area. Victoria talks to Travis about Billy wanting to go to Seattle instead of him. Victoria feels Billy has an angle. They leave to go to the funeral after small talk about what is Billy's angle. Why does he want her and Travis to go while he stay at home? She knows something, but she just can't put her hand or her finger on it because she's being otherwise entertained in her mind about Adam's death. So she's not thinking fully ahead and fully focused at this time about business. Then we go to Abby and Ashley. Finally go up to see Victor at the funeral site and give their condolences to him. We go to Connor, Chelsea, and Chloe finally gets to the funeral procession and he walks right over to his dad, meaning Connor sees his dad, big old blown up portrait of himself looking well. And Connor just, excuses himself from the little crowd and just makes his way on over to his dad's portrait. Everyone looks at him with sorrowful, tearful eyes. And Jack is wondering why nobody's walking over there to the child. So he goes on over and embraces him and have small talk with him about why they're there, how good his father was, and that, he's going to be a loved child regardless. That was a good scene. I don't know why Nicholas didn't go over there or somebody. Of course, Chelsea was worried about him, but she's stroking her own tears at this time and nursing her own wounds. So she just let him to help with Connor in case he started freaking out. Okay, then we have Nikki. Nikki goes over to embrace Chelsea. She notices she's not really truly there in her mind. Nicholas approaches Chelsea to see if she wants to call things off and just set it up for another day. But Chelsea decides to go on and continue with the funeral. And she says, she needs to get through it and for it to be over for Connor's sake. We go to commercial. We come back. We have Chloe confronts Chelsea and Connor at the funeral prior to the start of the procession, saying, is it anything she needs? She has everything from tissue, makeup products, because she smears her makeup, lipstick, chocolate, and this, that, and the other. And, of course, Chelsea's being kind of solemn and, thanking Chloe, but she just crazy Chloe is. Okay, now hopefully Adam is not dead. She probably got him stored up in some house somewhere, drugged up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we go to Jack. Jack acknowledges Victor when he comes in, gives him his condolences, kisses Nikki's hand, and he gives both of them his condolences for their loss. Then we go to Nicholas. Nicholas starts funeral with a moment of silence. Everyone is bowing their heads in prayer for the moment when Chloe uh, uplifts her head from being in a praying stage and looks at Adam picture with pure dislike or disgust. Okay, then we have Phyllis shows up at the cabin when Billy noticed her entrance. Nicholas first speech of today's procession, talking about his thoughts towards his deceased brother, how wrong he was about him. He apologized to Chelsea for that, and the rest of the family gathered. Billy asks Phyllis to receive a drink from him. Phyllis is talking to Billy about Jack and her fight they just recently had regarding Victor and Adam. Billy says Victor don't deserve her sympathy. She's telling Billy, you know me so well, why can't Jack see and feel my hurt when it comes to that man? But Phyllis, you're kind of a hypocrite because you solicited Victor's help when it was all about getting Luca out of Summer's life. You didn't want to remember what Victor did to you because y'all was working in solidarity and in unison to get Luca out. Now you want to play like he this, that, and the other. You can't forgive them. I'm like, Phyllis, sit down. I'm tired of you. I'll be glad when they write you another storyline, and definitely away from Jack, because I'm just sick of you. It's time to get your comeuppance as well for all your dirty deeds. But anyway, moving on from there. Um, Phyllis just go on and get what she wants, what she came for in the first place. um, Adam, and she's not Adam, she hugs Billy and she starts kissing on him, meaning she gives him the first kiss of their luxurious affair. Okay, then we go to Victor. He's up at the podium giving his speech about Adam. Nikki is looking like she needs a drink, y'all. She's looking unrested, unkilled, almost like she's going to have a stroke or something. I'm like, don't Victor need that way, baby? You looking kind of rough. But anyway, guys, that was my take for the episode of the Young and the Restless that aired for Wednesday, July the 7th. I'm sorry, September the 7th. Why I want to keep going back, y'all? That was the Young and the Restless again for Wednesday, September 7th. September the 7th, guys. And I'll talk to you soon to give you today's version of The Young and the Restless depicted by me, giving you my visuals and my narrative for Thursday episode of The Young and the Restless that aired on September the 8th. Okay, guys, look forward to that. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.